how's it going? I'm Casey Martin from Wine Country Pens and Wine Country Woodworks, and this is going to be a video on how I personally created an international business in college and how anybody watching this video can easily do so themselves if they haven't, whether they're in college or middle age, older, younger than me. It's very, very easy, and I'll explain how I did it and then kind of the mindset that I think is really important for people to have in order to do this. And it's almost even less than a mindset than just a way about thinking about starting a business, because it's not nearly as scary as people think. So the way I created my business, for the majority of people on my channel, it's obvious, but for people who haven't followed my channel or are new to the channel, it's from making pens, and I also sell pen blanks, and I will focus on the pens because that's going to be a little more intuitive and understandable for people who are not new to the channel, or sorry, who are new to the channel. And the way I started this pen business was when I was a sophomore in high school, so about 3 years ago, or two or 3 years ago. I had the idea of, I wanted a hobby where I could make something, and whenever I had free time to put into it, I would be able to grow that something or build on that something. And so I took woodshop in high school as a freshman, and we made a couple handmade pens in that class, or as a freshman in high school. And we made a couple pens in that class, and I really enjoyed how it could take anywhere from an hour for a super special pen that you took a lot of time on, down to maybe 30 minutes if you're just busting out a simple, straightforward slimline pen. And it was something that I thought, okay, I really need 3 tools. It costed me about $400 to start because I spent $200 on a lathe. I spent $100 on a cheap drill press that I still have today, and it's great. And I spent $100 on a super cheap bandsaw. And granted, you could get by with even less. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could use a handsaw to cut the pen blanks to create a pen. And I started out by actually making some YouTube videos, doing some Google ads, and also, of course, reaching out to local friends and family. The one thing I did not do, and this can apply to what I'll go on to talk about in a little bit for other handmade items, is I didn't go to physical locations around me locally, and I should have. And I might, but at this point, considering I'm about to graduate from my college and relocate to either back home or somewhere else, it's not really worth me doing now, but I would highly recommend for anybody who currently makes pens, similar items, or is planning to just go to local boutique places, local gift shops. I highly encourage that. And so basically with YouTube, I was lucky that I had a lot of success. I also started an Instagram page, and I would highly recommend anybody who wants to start their own international business or just business in general to start with online marketing. Google ads are great if you have a huge business, but I would highly recommend doing either Instagram or YouTube because they have the highest following for makers, which is what I am trying to promote in terms of creating a business. And so how does this relate to one of you guys creating a business? Well, the best way that I would explain how you guys should go about it if you are interested is to think of what you would like to make. I mean, you can make something literally as a hobby. That's what I do. And since I was in college, I figured, well, if I can make some money with this so that I can help buy books and other things like that, then I might as well, turn a hobby into something profitable. And so, a couple ideas I've had in the past and I've seen other people do is making soaps. You can make handmade soaps, you can add tons of cool stuff in it. And another idea that one of my friends' girlfriend did is she and her group of friends started a business on Etsy of selling handmade necklaces and handmade jewelry. And I know that's really popular among some people, but really everyone, the options are limitless in terms of what you can make. I'd highly recommend thinking about something that will be a hobby to you and something that will be enjoyable first, and then think, okay, how can I turn this into a business? And turning it international is as easy as doing some form of online marketing. There is somebody out there in the world, in another country, or maybe right next to you locally, who will love what you make, I guarantee you, because if it's a hobby for you, then you're gonna enjoy what you make, which means you will probably make something great. So I would highly recommend, like I said previously, to think of a hobby first. The main avenue for selling that I would recommend is Etsy. Secondly, to create your own website, to kind of create your own brand, you can use Shopify, you could use WordPress, and then use a plugin like WooCommerce, you could use Squarespace. There's many online website options, but for somebody starting out, I would highly recommend Etsy. It's a mecca for handmade craftsmen. It's the best place to sell handmade things when you're not trying to create a super formal business. You know, it's a place that also has really great marketing options if you want to pay for promoted listings or use Google Shopping ads. I personally have had a lot of success with those because they'll also pop up on YouTube videos, those Google Shopping ads will. So I would recommend Etsy first and foremost, and if you are trying to promote your Etsy, Instagram like I mentioned, YouTube like I mentioned, and also use Google Shopping ads that are available to you through the Etsy platform. One of the last things I really wanted to touch on, and I should have touched on at the beginning, but I kind of wanted to give a lot of preamble into the video first before I touch on this, is that the biggest, hardest thing of creating a business, you guys, is just starting. It's simple as starting a hobby first and foremost. If you like what you're doing, then turning it into a business is second. And it's as simple with using an avenue like Etsy, like I recommended, to just take your phone, take a couple of pictures of what you made, create an Etsy account, and you can just upload them on your phone. You can even do all of that from your phone with the Etsy app. So I would highly recommend just diving right in, because you never know how much people are gonna love your products until you start. A perfect example of this is my fiance, who is just starting her YouTube channel, and I'll let you guys know when she starts making her first couple of videos public. But the biggest thing for her was just starting, and once she started filming and not even posting the videos, not even making the channel live yet, it was so easy for her to keep going. And I know from other makers and business professionals who are much more experienced and talented than me talk about this being the largest issue and problem from people starting any form of business, any form of activity, whether it's going to the gym or a hobby or just anything like that, guys. It is not as scary as it thinks. And I will be the first one to tell you, and other people will agree with me, that the maker community, no matter what you're making, whether it's pens, knives, necklaces, soap, whatever it is, everybody is friendly and everybody loves helping people out. Of course, you're gonna have the exceptions of people being rude and people being too competitive for their own good, but I would assure you that people are here to help. And I've been talking for a while about how I started my business and how it is easy for other people too, so I don't want to keep rambling. But with that said, please leave some comments down below if there's any specific questions people might have, because chances are other people might have those questions too, and if I can respond to them down in the comment section, then other people will see the answer. And also, if there's enough questions about certain things or some ideas and suggestions for other videos related to this topic, please let me know. And with that being said, I really hope this helped some people, gave people some inspiration to go out and create something, if not a business, just a hobby. Just do it, guys. I promise you, you won't regret it. And if you do regret it, then you at least know that you don't have to keep doing it. You can do something else. And with that, everyone, take it easy. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and give the video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. So take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.